Hi, Jessica.
Hello.
Welcome and thank you for making the time to join me on our mentor show at Startups Ignite. I love that you're working already in social impact and DEI and entrepreneurship. You're a founder and COO at KBF Marketing. And as you were saying, that focuses on multicultural marketing firm for brands, helping corporations to keep in line with their DEI goals. You also help coordinate and manage the two largest innovation pitch competitions in the region. We're taking this opportunity to let the community get to know you and do some scaled knowledge share around marketing or anything else you want to talk about. I'm really excited for this opportunity.
Thank you for having me. This is an amazing opportunity that I've been excited about for a very long time, so I appreciate you having me. A little bit about myself. I am a GW graduate and alumni. I got my bachelor's there in finance and innovation entrepreneurship, which kind of allowed me to segue into that world and work with startups through these pitch competitions. That was my starting point at GW, and then I just flourished from there, built my network from there. So I do owe it to that school for kind of giving me the stepping stones and the building blocks into moving into that space. I'm currently pursuing my master's degree there as well in further business strategic management and business analytics. So it's not completely directly related to what I'm doing now, but it's part of a bigger plan. I started KBF Marketing in 2020 with my business partner, Stefan Pettigrew. We met in another corporate environment and just saw we were just addressing issues in that touched on DEI goals within our own corporations that we worked for, and felt very aligned on the same goal, the same values that we had, the same values that we held for ourselves and for others. So because of that, we just decided to make our best shot at entrepreneurship together. And he had actually owned the business previously before me in 2016. But once I joined in, we re strategized the firm and made it more geared towards helping businesses and corporations stay accountable for their DEI goals and not just make it a check mark on their list of things to do. So that's mainly what I'm working on now, and the pitch competitions have just perfectly eased into that because every company that I've spoken to or worked with, they always touch on some sort of multicultural aspect, or they want to be representative of their community, they want to diversify themselves. So both my worlds collide in that way. And I really appreciate you having me here. I'm happy to get to know the teams and see how I can assist them moving forward.
I'm seeing this kind of thread around learning new things and entrepreneurship and social impact, DEI specific. One of the things that we put mentors on the spot for all the time is to answer these hard questions that these startups have. So I'm going to hop right in. How do we market ourselves as a profitable, strong business, but also with that strong focus on mission and impact? Because sometimes those messages seem to have different agendas.
Yeah, I guess the easiest answer that I would give, or the shortest answer I would say, is make sure you're communicating with the target market that you have in mind. Choose one that you really want to scale in. What I see most commonly with the businesses that I interact with is that they try to go after a really broad audience, and that's where they lose themselves in the process. They don't touch on everything that they do, they don't touch on the target market that they're trying to really engage with, and that's where you start to lose your value. So when I meet with my clients and they're asking similar questions like this, I tell them choose one starting point, focus on that, do your customer discovery, go out, feel the field out. Once you have a really good knowledge of your audience and who you're trying to interact with for a specific product line or service, because I know some businesses have multiple products and services that they offer, go one by one and really dissect it and be specific about what you want from your core audience and what they want from you. Once you identify those points, you're able to speak to it more effectively, you're able to present yourself of high value, and you become an expert in that field, and it shows across all channels. And then if you do have multiple services or products like I do as a marketing agency, we are full service, but now I always present myself as being an expert in experiential marketing and digital marketing instead of saying media buying and all these other out of home marketing types of services that I could be talking about, but instead I choose to be specific about what I'm doing. And that has showed time and time again how impactful we are. We become markets or experts in the marketplace, and our value and our worth kind of grows and shines through once you learn how to have that specific approach. I feel like I could have said that a little bit better. So,
That was amazing. I think you answered the question in a really good way, which is show confidence and I would say specificity in the problem you're solving and for whom. So you don't market yourself as both on your website, you market yourself to who you're trying to serve.
absolutely. And a
So
lot
yeah,
of people miss that mark. I feel like they try to market themselves without having the audience in mind, and that's where they fall short. And if I could add to it, with social impact, you have to go into it knowing that some people are just not as knowledgeable on the topic as you are. So when these businesses are trying to describe their idea, their business venture, what they're doing, make sure you do it in a way where other people are going to be able to easily understand you. Some people tend to use big words or acronyms or things that only if you were immersed in that world you would know what they were talking about or touching on. So I guess my piece of advice in order to make yourselves feel like you're of value and higher worth and also like in social impact is use the right words that your audience knows as well and can easily understand and digest.
I think that's a really good point, using sound bites or just make simplifying it for your audience, and so that you can also make advocates out of the people that resonate with what you're doing. I have a really stupid analogy. I might cut this out. I was like, make
That's
a
fine.
pop song, not a rap, because you can.
Yeah,
Pop songs are repetitive, they're easy to understand, and people can sing along with you. But a rap is like difficult. Very few people can rap.
exactly. No, that's exactly how it is. And I love that analogy.
This is also another one that we get often, right? Startups are often resource strapped when it comes to either time, skill, cash, or usually all of those things, right? And they're having to foray on a whole bunch of different fronts to make their businesses successful. When it comes to marketing, what is one thing that you think that startups should focus on in the earliest stages that's really important, but maybe not as obvious for most startups?
So I think the most important but not as obvious is customer discovery. And I know we've talked about this, people know what customer discovery is, but like really being out there every day, interacting with potential customers, networking, figuring out their pain points and who you're really trying to go after. And I'll just speak personally to my experience because we've been in business for a couple of years now, but starting out with KBF Marketing, we were trying to also figure out like who are we actually catering to? And it was through multiple conversations, networking, figuring out what are the actual needs of certain organizations that we were working with, that we were finally able to pinpoint exactly what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. So that might be also an obvious answer to some entrepreneurs in the world. Customer discovery is important, but I feel like don't just send out the form for people to fill out on Google Forms and Facebook and Instagram. Actually go out into the field and talk to these people, do it. And if you can't be in your market, maybe find someone who is in your market and can have those conversations on your behalf, because you're able to figure out what your customers need much easier and you'll get more insightful information from those in-person interactions. And then my other, probably more obvious answer is focus on your online presence. I think it's very important having a good website or at least some sort of landing page, Facebook page, whatever you can do to create an account, sign up for free accounts, and be a little bit scrappy with it. Just produce good content, produce things that people want to see, something that's of value. And again, that all boils down to whether you know your customer audience or not. So as long as you have an established online presence or at least are trying to move in that direction, you're already on the best foot forward. I see we've suffered with that ourselves. I'm very transparent because as an entrepreneur, you're wearing a lot of hats. You can't focus on certain things, and social media and online presence usually fall short when you're trying to cater to your clients and grow and hire and all those things. So my piece of advice is to make sure that you're well established, because you will be able to get in contact with more people through a more established online presence, and it also feeds into your credibility and your value as a company.
Thank you. Those are really good points. So have a good online presence and then be out there talking to your market and don't expect people to find you, but go out there and be intentional about
Absolutely. Yeah.
who you want to serve and what their pain points are. I really appreciate your time and yeah, I look forward to working with you more in the program.
Yeah, likewise, I'm super excited. Hopefully, I'll learn something more from this experience as well. Every opportunity is a learning experience for me and everyone involved. So I appreciate this.